get into the start of this video. We're about probably 45 minutes into filming and we realized that we never introduced ourselves. So I'm gonna take this and put it at the front of the video. My name is Haley. You can find me everywhere on the internet as Lochnits.
And I'm Brienne, and you can find me everywhere on the internet at moon_and_yarn. I messed that all up.
That's okay.
You know where I'm at.
I will have put it down here. You guys probably know us anyway. If you don't, you can also find us on Instagram at the Woolies podcast. That's where we post every time we make like new episodes and kind of share giveaways and updates and things like that. So anyway, back to our regularly scheduled video. Cool. Here we are.
Hello.
Welcome to our bonus episode of the Woolies podcast.
Avery. Sorry. She's knocking things over. I hear her.
Do you want me to go pluck her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here, baby.
Come here.
Sorry, my cat. I moved my wheel so she's able to get on my little area where my drum carter is.
Where's the baby?
And she's like knocking things over and sniffing everything.
Avery, you're so cute.
You're so sweet.
She doesn't feel like she's trying to jump away. She just looks forlorn.
I know. She's like, okay, I guess this is nice. She's also probably mad because I removed all of her toys from in here.
You removed all her toys. I see a whole bookcase of toys for kitties.
Avery doesn't care about yarn at all.
I know, my cat doesn't care about yarn either, which is a blessed miracle.
June does like to play with it, but
She'll learn.
She's a kid,
She's quite young. So, bonus episode, we wanted to just tell you guys a little bit about our spinning wheels through the last, when did you get yours?
I got this in September. So I got my e-spinner in September, but then I got my Spinolution Echo in May.
Yes. So Brie got a new one in May. She's had that e-spinner since September. And then I got this bad boy like a month ago.
Yeah.
Around about a month ago.
Yeah.
And each one of them serves a different purpose and like came into our lives for different reasons, and we wanted different things when we were looking at spinning wheels. So we thought it would be a good idea, since we have so many now in our stash to talk about, to make a little separate video to talk in real terms about what the wheels do, what they can do, what we like, what we don't like, and just do kind of like a light review to, you know, share with you guys. I know for this spinning wheel in particular, there's not a ton of information about it, like out in the universe, and you can, you know, read a lot of reviews, but it doesn't give you the real.
Very true.
We're here to give you the real about all of these wheels.
Yeah.
So I put a thing up on Instagram this morning that said, if you have like questions for us, questions about wheels, or just in general, like kind of ask us anything. So we will talk about those at the end of the episode. I think, can we start with your e-wheel?
Yes.
Since you've had it the longest?
Yes.
And same as we do with all of our episodes, I'm going to put as much info as I can at the bottom here. There's not going to be a ton. It's mostly just going to be about like models and like the brands and everything of these spinning wheels. But certainly, you know, if you guys have any questions, since we're talking a little bit more about like hardware and specific things here, if you have any questions, you can send us a message on YouTube or Instagram and we will get you as specific of information as we can.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump into it.
Yeah.
So this is my Ashford Jumbo e-spinner, and it's pretty lightweight.
Yeah, honestly. An e-spinner is an electric spinner, right? It doesn't stand for anything else.
Yeah, so it comes with a little pedal that you can like push on and off.
Cool.
And then you can plug it in. Also, it's really great for traveling, like when we go to Rhinebeck, which we'll talk about someday.
Yes.
I'm going to take it with me, which is awesome.
Let's talk about that at the end of this episode.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So they make two versions of their electric spinners. They have like a smaller version, and then they have a jumbo, which the jumbo is made if you want to make some like more like art yarn or like bulky size yarn.
This is the jumbo.
This is the jumbo, yeah.
Always the jumbo.
Always the jumbo. So these bobbins are huge, which I will take it off
Oh,
to kind
yeah.
of like show you how easy it is to do that.
And if you're a beginner spinner or you think you might be interested in spinning, we'll try to tell you kind of what all of these like terms are of everything. So like the bobbin, what the yarn actually spins up onto on the wheel is this piece, and you can buy separate ones.
Yes.
Bigger ones, smaller, like different shaped ones. You can buy 3D printed ones that are really light.
Yeah, so for the Ashford Jumbo e-spinner, only these bobbins will fit on here. They're 32 ounces.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
This is not like normal. This is not like
normal.
regular spinning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is for floofy art yarn.
I on my other wheel I also have the 32-ounce one, but I will admit that I have never actually fully filled this up. I've come close, but I've never fully filled it up.
That sounds like a challenge.
It is a challenge.
I'm here for this.
So it has 3 whirls on it, which if you're newer to spinning, the largest whirl up here, it's going to be mainly if you're doing more bulkier yarns or art yarns. Medium roll, kind of like more finer yarns, and then the bottom whirl. It's such a hard word to say.
Whirl. It's WHORL,
Yeah.
so it's not like we're just goofballs and we don't know how to say whirl. It's like whirl. I don't know. It's
not a whirlpool, but it's whirl.
It's definitely hard to say with a Pittsburgh accent. I will tell you that.
That's so true. But the lowest one, if you're more thinner yarns. So their first electric e-spinner is good if you want to spin more thinner yarns and everything. So it all depends on what you're going to be doing. The e-spinners are great. I absolutely love mine. We fight sometimes when I'm like coil plying because
I could see how,
honestly, it's wheels. Like wheels in general are not, like they make these wheels not expecting people like to make these such big fluffy yarns. They're just like, what are you doing? Because like when they made them, they did not have that in mind. That's kind of like a newer thing that came up in the past couple of years.
Art yarn that's the size of like an actual sausage is not like what they had intended.
Yeah, that's not what they
put together all these wheels.
So what was I gonna say? But yeah, I love this one. We do fight sometimes, but it's okay.
That's fair.
I spin the most on this wheel.
I think anyone would agree with me if you've been spinning for a minute. There's no wheel that's going to do every single thing in the world that's possible to do with spinning. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be able to try every single technique. It's not going to be able to make every single kind of yarn. Like, you can have a very robust wheel that has a lot of, capabilities in terms of like size and techniques and things that you can do, but there's just really not one like catch-all wheel, or everyone would just have that wheel.
Yeah, very true.
I hear a lot on like YouTube, like spinning tutorials and stuff, people say like, this is my like daily driver wheel, or I have this for art yarn. Like people do have more than one most of the time.
Yeah, they do.
If you're like spinner with a capital S.
Yeah. I mean, now that I'm really getting to spinning, I completely understand why people have multiple wheels now. At first I didn't understand, because I mean, wheels are
They're incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming to like even think about what you want, or like what you think you want, or it's really, hard to make a decision because they do so much, but at the same time you don't want to limit yourself.
Yes.
But
the electric spinners, they are definitely an investment. If you're looking to get a like cheaper wheel, I do not recommend this one. They are pretty expensive because they are electric, but I would say that this is nice for beginners, but there's cheaper wheels out there if you're just getting into it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This is comparable to, there's a Spinolution Firefly that's also electric, and if I could go back in time, I'd probably get the Spinolution Firefly over this one, because the orifice, which is the hole that your yarn goes through.
Side note, I have to just say it. I have to say it right now. Our friend North River Knits, who's Haley Nordstrom,
who was on our last episode.
Yes, she thinks this is so funny, like so funny. I put on my Instagram story.
No, I think it's funny.
What I was looking for in a spinning wheel, and I mentioned that I wanted it to have like a certain orifice, whatever, to be able to accommodate different kinds of yarn, and she lost her damn mind, like thought it was so funny. She was like, oh, I wanted to have a large orifice. I'm like, what do you want me to say? Like, that's what it's called. Anyway, North River Knits is 5 years old.
It just cracks me up now.
Going on 30.
Yeah.
God.
So the orifice here is like what your yarn is going to go through to feed through. It's a little constricting. Like, my yarn is sometimes a little bit bulkier, and I literally have to like shove it through.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I don't like about this wheel, but other than that, like, I love everything about it. And the only reason I said that I would probably get a Firefly over this one if I would go back in time, because this is a little bit cheaper than the Firefly, the Spinolution Firefly, is that the Spinolution Firefly doesn't have like an orifice like this. It has a much bigger one, or it has like a hook, which we'll go over the hooks. That's my only thing.
Yeah. I will say too that e-spinners are really great for anyone who would not be able to treadle on a wheel. This is a really great alternative.
It's more accessible.
Yeah, definitely more accessible, because it's just like a tabletop kind of hand maneuvered situation. When you press the foot pedal, is it like you hold it down the entire time like a tattoo machine, or is it like you press it once and it's on?
Just press it once and then it's on. So technically you don't even have to do it with your feet. You can do it with your hands too and have it up with you instead.
Yeah. So that's a good alternative there.
Yes, absolutely. So I love my e-spinner. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is really getting into spinning and they want an e-spinner. Would highly recommend. If you're familiar with Ashford wheels, usually with Ashford wheels they come unfinished. You have to finish them yourself and like paint them and stain them and everything. With the e-spinners you do not, which was great because we talked about this before, but I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I cannot imagine like ordering a spinning wheel, getting so excited, and then it shows up and it's like, you have to finish it.
Yeah.
Figure it out, nerd.
I just spent all this money and you couldn't do that for me, but okay, that's fine. But yeah. Oh, I do want to say one more thing about my e-spinner, is that it only comes with one bobbin.
Yes, that is, like, upon spinning more, I can see how that would be such a problem.
Yeah, and that's something that I didn't really understand when I was buying my wheel, because when I bought this wheel, I went through a consultant, but they were kind of like, didn't really know about the e-spinner, so it was kind of like hard. But also I probably wasn't asking the right questions, but I had no idea it came with only one bobbin, so when I got it I was just like, oh, I need to get another bobbin. But they do offer, Ashford has like a Lazy Kate with the big 32-ounce bobbins, and that comes with 2 bobbins, so highly recommend if you get it, also just get the Lazy Kate. It will just, it's worth it.
It's gonna save you.
Yeah.
In the long run. So we grabbed the Lazy Kate because we wanted to show you. I didn't realize you had it like right over there.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't bring it over, but yeah, so it can sit up right like this, or it can actually like lean down if you adjust the knobs here on the side. But when you get the Lazy Kate, this is what you get. You get these 2 bobbins, and it just makes life so much easier. So highly just recommend, just do it. Add it on. I think it's like, I want to say like $150 or maybe just a little bit more. It's in that range. So
in the grand scheme of things, it's for the best.
Yeah, it's just for the best. It's definitely over $100. I think it's like between $150 or $200 for all of this. So highly recommend.
Yeah, but having 2 like gigantic bobbins come with it, that is,
yes, they're just so big. They're really nicely crafted, so I understand why it's that much.
Yes.
You know.
So my spinning wheel that I got, I found this. I was just very casually looking for a spinning wheel. Brie had let me use hers in the past, and it was a Lewitt S17, which is like a really common, I would say very approachable, like first beginner's wheel. But I knew that that's not the one that I wanted to like stick with forever, so she ended up selling that to another local spinner in Pittsburgh, and it is well loved. It was definitely like the right thing to do. So I knew I wanted another spinning wheel, but I had like a few hang-ups. Like I didn't really want a big one. I don't really know like what my absolute favorite yarn to spin is yet, so I wanted something that was a little more like cost effective, so I could just mess around, and then if I like, you know, spun it into oblivion, that'd be fine. Like I have full intentions of buying like a new full setup at Rhinebeck while we're there this year.
Yeah.
So I just threw out on Instagram, like I'm looking for something really like low-key, not anything crazy. These are a few like points that I want. I wanted it to be smaller if possible. I wanted it to have a larger orifice so that I could try to spin art yarn if I wanted to. And what are some other things that I posted on there?
You wanted a double treadle? Did you say that part already?
No, I wasn't sold on the treadle bit yet. I don't know. I think, I mean, honestly, if I can't remember right now, like my limitations must have been very small at the time. But someone from Pittsburgh who's also a spinner messaged me and said, hey, I still have this blue bonnet honeybee wheel that I've been trying to sell for forever. You know, it's not anything crazy, it's not anything advanced, but if you're interested, like, let me know. So I was thinking about it and I was like, well, it's a spinning wheel, it's really cost effective, it's an easy price point. And I went and looked at it and I was like, you know what, they were selling it for 150 bucks. I was like,
Steal.
I am losing money by not buying this wheel. So I just said the hell with it and I bought it. And I actually figured out a lot of it whenever I got home, because the spinning wheel that I've used in the past was, like, the one that Brie had let me use was a single treadle wheel. This is double treadle, so it has two, let me see if I can move this. It has two treadles on the front here. This is Scotch tension. The one that Brie had before was Irish tension, which was new. There's only 2 whirl settings, and the bobbins were significantly smaller. And this orifice is a hook. I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not. I think you can, but anyway, there it is. So this orifice is a hook instead of I would almost say like a tunnel shape, you know what I mean?
Instead of like the tube orifice like my e-spinner has.
Tube, that's it. So whenever you feed the yarn through, it kind of like loops around here like this, which this whole space allows for like a lot more art yarn and like chunky things to kind of like fly through there.
Absolutely.
I did make a list, because I'm just really type A, about like the things that I like and I dislike about this wheel, because again, there's not like any information about this one in particular on the internet, and I actually don't even think that they make them anymore.
I've never seen that wheel ever anywhere.
So I'll start with things that I like. The first one is that it's not even on Etsy. The first one is that it is very affordable. So like, no joke, I got this for $150 used. From my understanding, I think the starting price for it was like $350.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like significantly cheaper than most wheels.
Yeah.
The cheapest I think I've ever seen is like $450 for like the most basic.
Yeah, that's what my Luette S17 was.
Yes. So that's pretty significant. You can spin almost any weight of yarn on this, aside from like super extra large art yarn. There is limitations with this, mostly because of the hooks where like the yarn feeds through onto the bobbin, but for the most part, like, you can spin super bulky all the way down to like a lace weight, which is really cool. And there's only 2 whirls, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I liked the orifice as a hook orifice better than the tube. I like that it folds up and it's portable, so I'll show you that kind of whenever we're done talking about it, how it doesn't fold up like anything crazy. It's not like turning into a Rubik's Cube or whatever, but it does fold up to have like a lower profile. So far, I literally wrote so far in my notes. It's suitable for everyday use right now at this moment. And I did write that I liked the single drive Scotch tension, which is I'll explain the tension a little more like in detail. And I wrote that I use Irish tension on yours and I just didn't like it at all.
Oh, okay.
So things that I don't like about this wheel is that it feels very low quality, like someone just made this in their basement.
It looks very much handcrafted. Yeah,
which is fine. I'm morally opposed to the fact that there's Comic Sans on here, which is the worst font on the planet.
I mean, like, the little details are cute, but
they're cute in a way that makes me feel like I'm teaching like kindergartners how to spin.
Yeah.
So it does feel very low quality. Like, would I be embarrassed to take this to like a spinning get together? Yeah, for sure. I would be, and that's okay. So for my purposes right now, this is like a very temporary wheel. That's fine, but it's just a bummer. It's physically very short. So like the bobbin, or like this is a lot smaller, I think.
Yeah.
It just seems really low, and it's actually causing me some elbow pain whenever I spin for too long with it. So I have to find like a new chair or something, but because it's so low, like I've tried to prop it up on stuff and it like, that's just not working. Oh, so yeah, I think this is a little lower. I did try to prop it up unsuccessfully. That didn't work, so I think I need to try to make myself lower. But even now I'm looking at like your futon, and like how low, like this is lower than a normal couch.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I
my
mean?
futon is low. Like look at the difference between like, no, sorry, you guys can't see, but the bench and then
Yeah, so
my
like
futon.
I think even just finding something like low like this, like a small stool, or maybe I should look for an ottoman to sit on, because I don't like rest my back against anything when I spin anyway.
I like that. Like you can get those at Target.
Yeah, so I have to find something there, but that is causing me like a little bit of pain after I'm using it for probably way too long anyhow. The bobbins are incredibly small.
They are very small.
Which is fine for like fingering weight yarn, which is mostly what I spin, but they're...
It looks to be about a 4-ounce bobbin.
Yeah, it's really small. So it can't be any bigger than 4 ounces, like there's no way. And then there's only 2 whirl options, which is not great. Like most have 3 at least, if not more than that. So
That one has 3.
this one is the one on the bobbin where the tension goes over.
Oh.
And then this is what I thought too. This is where I got confused, and I was like pulling the tension thing was just like a hot mess. So I would definitely buy this wheel again for 150 bucks.
Yeah.
But I think if I bought this wheel like off of the internet for its full price, I feel like I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. For $100 more, me personally, in like my situation, I would rather have something a little more high quality and like reputable. But
I think if that wheel was $200, like brand new,
yes,
I think that's fine.
yes, totally. That would make sense to me too. But it's just not like, it just, you know, word of caution, like if you are buying it from someone, one of the biggest downfalls, just from talking to a few people I know that have been spinning for a long time, is that if something seriously breaks on it, like because this is nowhere, like people don't really know what to do with this.
Yeah.
So you'll probably have to take it somewhere if you like seriously break it or dismantle it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I snapped the tension line the other day because I was spinning too fast, and how'd
you fix it?
It snapped really down low, so I just like cut it, and then I took some needle nose pliers and just reattached it here, which is like, this was all the more it was reattached in the first place. But when that snapped, like I'm worried at any given moment that this thing is just like, the wheel is just gonna separate and like roll away in like a very cartoony fashion because I just like run it very high, and I think for like the speed with which I spin, this is probably not gonna last me till the end of time.
Yeah.
So
That's totally fair.
It's getting the job done for sure. Not the best thing in the world, but let me show you how it folds up. Sorry, that was my water. Stop hating on it for a second. So let me kind of bring it back here. So when it folds up, you have to take the bobbin off the back anyway. There's like a lazy Kate kind of sort of situation set up here, where there's 2 of these little like metal posts. The person I bought it from lost one somewhere along the way, but I thought like I can just go to Lowe's and get like a dowel rod or something that's a little smaller.
Yeah.
So you want to take these off to fold it up. The treadles, duh. They come off of these little loop things here, and then they lay flat like this. So there you go. They undo here, pull out this way, and then they go flat like this. And then when you fold it, you literally just fold it like that, and that's it. It's very janky.
It's definitely like someone that was kind of new to making wheels made it, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this,
it is a wheel that spins.
Yeah.
Past that,
it does the job.
No promises at all. I'm pretty proud of myself for still spinning yarn on this stupid thing. Because it is, I mean, it's really goofy, but, you know.
It's a great, like,
this is an
wheel.
Absolute,
if you get it secondhand,
#1 beginner wheel.
Yeah.
Like, #1.
Yeah.
The tension loop, let me push that back. The tension goes like this. So it's on this little spring. This wire, or not wire, it's like fishing line kind of. I'm sure that's all the more that it is. This goes around the bobbin. There's like a little like divot or crease on the outside of the bobbin, and then this loops around here. And to increase or decrease the tension, you just turn this little like knob thing here.
Okay.
And it loosens it or whatever.
Yeah.
That being said, this knob will just straight up like come off.
Oh.
So like I don't know.
It's normal for that to come off, but
yeah, it's come off like while I'm spinning.
oh, okay. That's
Which is
scary.
probably like more of a me thing than the wheel thing, but just, you know, something to be honest about.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me put this bad boy back in here. Sorry, I can't see.
This is a no BS
yeah,
spinning review.
No BS indeed.
We're not affiliated at all, so we're speaking our truth.
And I'm pretty sure, like I said, that they don't even sell these, and I'm not sure I can blame them.
Like even on Etsy, you know, you go on there and you see people reselling their wheels, you don't even see this wheel on there.
No.
Yeah.
The other thing that I absolutely hate that I didn't put in my little list here is the, what would you call this? Like, this is the...
I don't know what these are called. They're just like the hooks on the side of your flyer.
The hooks on the side
that guide your yarn. I don't know what that's actually called.
This flyer sucks. So
I was wondering why there's only one on one side and not the other.
Yeah, so like you have to move this freaking thing.
Oh.
Every time. And you have to like squeeze it because it's like wire. This is where like the homemade thing really comes into play. I will have put like a video at the end of me talking about this specific wheel, but like this is so junky here. So the yarn comes in, it goes through one of these two loops. It's gonna have to be on the one where the feeder is right here. So the yarn goes through this hook here, and it goes through the feeder and then onto the bobbin. And this is literally just a piece of wire. Like, it's not even nicely wrapped around to make like a circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just really crappy.
Yeah.
So the flyer, I hate the design of it. It feels like one of the cheapest parts, which is really stupid. And then this one, this side of the feeder, where I'm assuming that this is intended to be for your like larger yarns to go through, I have fiber like building up on this.
Yeah.
Because it's just like looping. Ugh. The fiber can get stuck on that loop, and then there's like little bits of fuzz.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. So I'm going to be, by the time we go to Rhinebeck, I'm going to be long overdue for a new wheel. And I don't mean to like rag on this wheel at all, because it is, like I said, getting the job done. But there's so much of the spinning process that I feel like I'm doing twice as long or with twice as much effort.
Yeah.
Because all of that.
One thing, when you're like buying wheels, it's really hard to buy one and not be able to try it out. And I think we've all learned that definitely, because spinning became pretty popular during the pandemic and quarantine. And like, it's nice when you can go to a yarn festival and sit down and try out your wheel, because I mean, what we must preference is that, I mean, people will be like, oh, Spinolution or like honeybees, like I see people using them, I should get that one because I see other people using them. It doesn't mean it's gonna vibe with you.
Yes, like it does not.
You're gonna vibe with different wheels compared to different people, you know what I mean? So when we go to Rhinebeck and you're like, okay, I'm ready for a new wheel, it'll be nice because you'll be able to sit down and try it.
Yes.
Instead of just being like, I don't know, I'm gonna get this one that this person recommended and I watch YouTube videos on.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that you'll vibe with it when you get it.
Right. And like the other thing that I do appreciate that this wheel has been able to help me learn more about is like all of the different pieces. Like, I would have had no idea the difference between Irish tension and Scotch tension and why I can't stand Irish tension.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge thing.
That is a huge thing. I actually just learned about that recently too.
Yeah, and like Eugenia was like, do you like single drive or double drive? And I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, I have no idea. Like, there's just so much to learn about. Double treadle, I've learned, like, I love double treadle, and I could never go back to a single treadle because it puts a lot of like stress on just one side of my leg. Yeah. So
I did not. The Louette was a single treadle, and I did not like it.
Yeah, exactly. But I could see how some people, you know, if you feel like you're 2 feet doing two separate things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes that confuses, you know, like pat your head, rub your tummy. Yeah, I can't do 2 at a time, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was like harder for me to only have one foot doing something and my other foot not doing something.
Yes. Yeah. So it's
instead of like 2 of my feet going together.
These are all of the things, you know, to consider whenever you're buying a wheel, and this is probably one of the best reasons I would vouch for buying a lower budget or a secondhand wheel, because you will learn real quickly what you can live with and what you can't live with and what you think is a huge pain in the ass.
That's true. That's true. That's a really good point.
So this is a Blue Bonnet honeybee wheel. Like I said, I don't think you can get them anywhere. There's a whole YouTube channel about like how to use them, but they're mostly just like super beginner videos.
Oh, okay.
So
that's nice that there is that out there though.
Yeah, and this is going to be like the wheel that I take to Rhinebeck, so all of our friends who are staying with us, like if they've never tried a spinning wheel, this will be perfect for them.
Oh yeah.
To just give it, you know,
yeah,
give it a try.
Oh, I can't wait to spin it right back.
I know, it's gonna be so fun. So anyway, that's my small rant about the honeybee wheel that it's perfectly adequate.
It's very informative though.
Yes, it's definitely learned me a few things. So yeah.
Nice. Is there like any wheel that you have been like looking into and kind of considering even looking at when we go to Rhinebeck or anywhere?
No, I'm kind of afraid whenever I look at spinning wheels online, they scare me.
That's good.
I don't know how to like quite read all of the terminology yet.
Yeah.
But
I can help you with that.
Yeah, I feel
have
like
some ideas in mind of what you actually might like, knowing you know.
I appreciate that. I feel like I know enough to be dangerous. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
What I like and what I don't like and everything. So yeah, that's that.
Very cool. Do you have anything else to say about the wheel?
No, I think I have bashed it enough. What about
with love?
your wheel?
We'll bring this thing over here.
Oh yeah.
And the Spinolution wheels, they have a bunch of wheels actually. And what I would classify this wheel in, it's a good beginner's wheel, I would say. It's like an investment for a beginner's wheel though.
Yeah. Which
all Spinolution products are. They are not the most affordable on the market, if you will.
Yeah.
So this is not like their biggest wheel. They actually have one that's much bigger, which is the Monarch, which a lot of people that make art yarn buy. And then what I was also recommended to was the Bullfrog. The Bullfrog cannot have a 32-ounce bobbin on there, which is on here right now is a 32-ounce bobbin, but it has a lazy Kate attached to it. This does not have a lazy Kate attached to it. You have to buy that separately. But this can hold up to the 4-ounce bobbins and flyers to the 32-ounce, not the 64-ounce. The only two wheels that can do the 64-ounce from Spinolution are the Monarch and the Firefly. Yeah, it's really nice. It's, like I said, very heavy. I think the wood's really pretty. You can also like spend a lot of extra more money and get it detailed if you wanted, like in this beautiful like floral design that they have.
Oh, cute.
But yeah, it's a lot of money. So
yeah, might be a nice little treat yourself thing.
Yeah. So what I like, I'm still getting used to my Echo. We still fight sometimes because I've been so accustomed to spinning on my e-spinner. Now I'm getting used to a treadle wheel, and the tension on the Spinolutions is a beast.
Yeah.
It's
just really intense.
They're very intense. They definitely have the most intense tension, and like these wheels will just go by themselves. Like, it's not hard to spin on these, like in a way, if you're just like for it taking your fiber. Just compared to like an Ashford Kiwi or something. Like I would say an Ashford Kiwi is definitely more affordable, but also more beginner friendly than a Spinolution Echo or any Spinolution wheel, really.
Yeah. Because
these things are powerful. So let's side. The tension is all on the back.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's not weird, but like I just don't.
It's just so
crazy.
different for every wheel though. That's
Yeah.
the thing that blows my mind. So tension's on the back, and you just like screw this down in order to relieve it. You just screw it up. It's literally a 3D printed model thing, which blows my mind. These wheels I also think are, to my opinion, please don't come after me, internet, are way more expensive than like what you're actually getting, because this is just plywood and made out of 3D printed things. So
Yep. 2021 vibes.
Yeah.
Everything's 3D printed.
So yeah, this is the 32-ounce flyer in bobbin. That's what I like the most. I also have the 16-ounce bobbin and flyer, which I always fill this up too much, so I haven't even been using it too much. So I'm in between a 16-ounce and a 32-ounce. There needs to be one in between.
Yes. 24-ounce bobbin.
Yeah. So I have the tube orifice on here, but there also has a like hook orifice as well.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
This thing is very intimidating to me, so I haven't really used it because I was just getting stuff stuck on there, and then it was like a disaster.
It seems kind of like goofy because it's a hook orifice, which you would assume is preferable for thicker yarns, but this seems like a really small hook.
Yeah, well, that's the 16-ounce one. The 32-ounce one I have over there, but it is like a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Like
it is pretty small. Like look how big your
Yeah, this is. I don't think you can.
Oh,
see
yeah,
anymore,
it's
but
much
yeah,
bigger.
you can see like you could fit some crazy through there.
Yeah, I hear like mixed reviews about the hooks. Like some people like love buy them and only use the hooks, and then there's some people that are just like, no, that thing is terrible. Put that thing away and never take it out. So,
Yeah.
You do have to spend more like extra money to it automatically comes with the hook. You do have to spend a little bit more money to get an orifice with a tube. But they're really nice because this is all magnetic actually.
What?
So to like pump this out, you kind of just like need to like be in front of it. So you just like
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
all magnetic, and then this can just come out. Even the bobbin goes on magnetic too.
That's pretty sweet.
So I really like that, and you just kind of like
Yeah, just pop it back on there.
pop it back on.
Very cool. And then obviously a huge selection of like feeder posts
Yes,
to wrap
feeder
around,
post.
which is really nice.
Yeah, I was really drawn to the Spinolution because of these, because I was making such big art yarn that it doesn't go through my hooks on my e-spinners. That's why I got these. These are a little like pretty wicked though, but I do like them much better.
Yeah. And I mean, theoretically, even if you wanted to, like if you wanted to, you could like take every other one off to give yourself more room
You could,
if
or
you needed.
you don't even have to like go down the line or anything. You can just like skip over some.
Yeah.
The only like horror story that I've had like with these is so there is a lazy Kate. I'll go grab it here in a little bit, and it actually goes into the back of your wheel and sits on it.
Cool.
And so I'm spinning. I have the yarn feeding this way. I have the tube, and this thing's spinning. My yarn that I'm plying for my lazy Kate got stuck on one of these, and it was like choo, 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 choo. And it was like a horror scene. Everything got messed up. I was like ready to cry because I messed up everything.
Murder scene, except instead of blood, there's fiber.
Yeah,
everywhere.
It was another term for fiber murder for sure. But it's just like now I personally don't put my lazy Kate on the back of my wheel. I keep it on the floor because that has happened to me a couple of times, and it was traumatizing for me.
Huge design flaw.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a me thing or a wheel thing.
Maybe someone below will say like, no, it's not just you.
I have talked to someone else and that has happened, and
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of column A, column B. You know what I mean? Because I think the Monarch you can also put on the back of the wheel. For the Bullfrog, they have one built into it, and it actually kind of like goes to the side, so you do have more room because the yarn's coming out more further.
Yeah.
Instead of just right here. But now the lazy Kate stays on the floor. Not even gonna try again.
Yeah.
This is a double treadle wheel. I'm not sure if you can see the treadles, but this thing goes so smoothly. You literally just have to like
just push it.
Just like lightly push it, and it will just go by itself for a while. Okay, not there. But like if you put your feet if you have your feet on it, I literally just do it with my toes.
I do the same thing with
Yeah.
just my toes on this.
It's super simple. My blue at 17, it was just like, you kind of like
You had to give it the business, like,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I was really shocked when I got this that I didn't have to give it the business.
Yeah.
Which that's something that I really like about it. It makes for like very smooth, like meditative spinning.
Mm-hmm.
And then it does have, let's see, 1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Yeah, this
Well,
little,
technically 5, right?
yeah, actually,
1, 2.
I've been told that I can go up on here too.
Oh my gosh, so really like 6.
Like 6 different whirls.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So again, you definitely want to keep it on like the biggest one if you're doing more bulky.
Mhm.
I sit like on the middle one, like that just works for me because tension on every wheel again is different. So you just have to look at the ratios that comes with the instructions, and then also just like feel it out.
There's a fine balance between the tension and the whirl choice.
Yes.
And they kind of like counteract each other, and then you throw in like the element of how you physically spin and like how fast you treadle and everything, and it's just, that's what makes each experience like unique.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like this wheel. I would recommend this wheel, especially for anyone that's not really a beginner, but someone that's like dabbling to become more experienced, if you will, or someone who is a very seasoned spinner.
Yeah.
This wheel is heavy though, so it will be hard to like travel with. I mean, it's doable, but it's hard because,
Yeah.
like I said, it's really heavy, and I definitely would not take this anywhere with me.
Yeah. It's intense.
Yeah. And I don't know, is there anything else I should say about
No,
it?
did you want to get the Lazy Kate and we'll take a look at it?
Yes. Here's the Lazy Kate. Very, very small, very compactable, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And on the back here is what's going to attach it to the wheel. So you just come to the back. I guess I should probably flip this around. You're just gonna, this is how you can like move it. So you just put it on, push in, twist. I didn't twist it. There we go. And then it comes with these.
What?
Yeah, so if you like put it on the ground, that's like you can move these out.
Oh, okay. I was like,
To, like,
what are these?
stand it, yeah.
Such a goofball.
It's super weird. I've never seen a Lazy Kate like this. But then it just has like these little pegs, and you can just put them up here. And then,
Yeah, I can see how if you're spinning and like you're trying to reach this
yeah,
up here.
the yarn can like if you're not
Yeah.
paying much attention, it will just get stuck on there, and it's
Yeah, just
scary.
be a hot mess.
Like everything goes like, whole wheel starts shaking.
This is probably not the best wheel for like if you have a really small craft space or anything, because the profile on this is massive.
It is, yeah.
It's very big.
It's not really easy to kind of like just put away in the closet or anything. Like how
It's
yours,
just out.
yeah, it's just out. Like yours, like at least like the treadles and everything fold up.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't. You'll have to like take it apart if you want to do that. So that's another thing. That's like one of the reasons why I didn't really want a treadle wheel for the longest time.
Yeah.
Is because I have a really small office space and I was just like, where am I gonna put it?
Yeah.
So, but I did it. But I personally have just been having a hard time adjusting to this wheel, but that's like a me thing, that's not a wheel thing. So,
Appreciate your honesty.
yeah. I personally just kind of like struggle with the tension of it, and I thought I was just going to be able to go into it to be able to make the same art yarn that I was making on my e-spinner on this, and it just has a learning curve, and that's all it is. I'm figuring it out though.
Yeah.
Definitely I don't regret it. It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah. There's a lot of pros with this for sure.
Yeah. But what I would say is that I think the Echo is one of the best Spinolution wheels because it's more affordable than the Monarch. There has been things that I've heard about the Monarch of people having to send it back, and Spinolution's customer service, as we all may know, is not the best. Don't come after me, internet.
I mean, if it ain't, it ain't.
So this one, I haven't heard any bad problems about it, and a lot of people really like this wheel, so.
Cool.
And I do too, and that's all I have to say. Thanks. Side note, I always like to name my wheels
Yes, I think that's good energy.
Yeah. So this is Josie. Oh, Avery.
Hi, baby. I found something fuzzy. Thank you.
She just talks like that. Oh, look at that tail. Are you snipping?
Avery, why are you so cute?
She is so cute. No. That was very cute. I hope you could see that on
Avery. Come here, boo-boo.
The only thing else that I would say, like, if I had to go back, if I had to go back. I'm not saying that I actually would go back, but
that's good because you can't.
Yeah. What I would have done is that I think I would have rather got an Ashford treadle wheel, like the Kiwi.
Yeah.
And got this much later in my life, maybe.
Okay.
Because I don't think that I'm advanced enough for this wheel.
I got you.
But that's the only thing. Or I would have got the Firefly. Yeah. But that's all I have to say. Not saying that I hate it, and I do recommend it. That's just my personal choice.
Yeah.
Hey, are you hanging out?
She sneezed.
She sneezes a lot.
She's adorable. I can't take it.
Avery, she's got sinus issues.
Outtakes.
I didn't know what that was. I got scared. Ta-da! Okay, so we got some questions on our Instagram.
Let's answer some questions.
Woo!
Avery, what are you doing?
Okay.
Question 1. Why is Avery so cute? Oh my goodness, baby.
Oh. She's a little grumpy.
She's always grumpy.
Yeah. She likes to do what she wants to do.
She's a woman about town.
Yeah. So the first question we got is, was your Echo hard to set up? The answer is no, not at all. It comes in this huge box. And it is all assembled. You just like have to put the wheel on and then put the tension band on, which there is great YouTube videos on there that are very detailed. And then you just have to put the flyer on. Like, you're not gonna actually have to do a whole lot of handiwork. Like, it's very, very simple, and I was actually very surprised and very grateful how easy it was to set up.
Yes.
But like I said, there is a lot of YouTube videos. I will admit that Spinolution has a great presence on YouTube, and people make very detailed and helpful videos.
Nice.
Yeah. So the next one is, great next thing after a drop spinner, beginner friendly.
So after drop spindling, you never did drop spindle, right?
I did a long time ago.
A long time ago. I did drop spindle for quite some time, and I would say the next thing after drop spindle is going to be getting a wheel. But before you get a wheel, I would recommend finding a yarn store or a fiber group that has kind of like almost like an open spinning night, or just put it out there like on Facebook to see if anyone has a spinning wheel that they could let you try, because as we've talked about at great length up to this point, like, there's nothing between a drop spindle and a spinning wheel, but the only way to get a good spinning wheel that's gonna like really jive with you is by trying one out.
Yes.
So just see if that's for you. You may want an e-spinner, you may want a double treadle, a single treadle. Like, there's so many different things to try to navigate, and like, you're never going to be well versed in all of them right off the bat.
Right.
But if you just try, you know, that's really all you can do. And the best thing again is to use someone else's. Like, don't go out and just buy some wheel because you see other people using it online, especially if you want to make like art yarn or something.
Yeah.
Art yarn wheels there's so many out there to choose from now, and they're all pretty pricey. I mean, unless I'm completely wrong.
No, spinning wheels are
spinning wheels themselves
are an investment. Yeah,
they're an investment.
I will say, I think Ashford makes more beginner friendly wheels than Spinolution does.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Ashford is a big name.
Yeah, it's a big name, but they do keep beginners in mind with a lot of their wheels, like the Ashford Kiwi. But I agree with everything you said. You should try to see if you have any local yarn shops or any local, please don't knock that over. Avery's being very adventurous. Any local like spinning shops or anything that are near you.
Yeah. I would also, Bree told me about this a few months ago, try to find like fiber equipment sales groups on Facebook, because you can find a lot of people, maybe not locally, but a lot of people in those types of groups are willing to ship things.
Yes.
For a fee. So you can get something that's secondhand, or that's something, you know, someone just wants to get rid of or get out of their space, and they're like, I'll just give it to you for this price, whatever. There's a lot of wheels for sale a lot of the time. It's these types of groups, like
this group that I'm a part of, it's called the best fiber equipment for sale on Facebook.
I will put that like down here so you can like search for it and find it.
And in the name, I completely agree with them. It is the best.
It really is the best.
People are always willing to ship, and then also selling like big name wheels on there. Like I've seen Mega Craft on there. I've seen Spinolution wheels on there. I've seen Ashford. A lot of like the traditional Ashford wheels, you know, like the Sleeping Beauty wheels. A lot of people are
Sleeping Beauty wheels. Oh my god, that's so funny. I think they're called Castle style wheel. No, Castle ones
they're
are
called like just like traditional wheels, I think.
There's like I found like a cathedral wheel. No,
Maybe.
What's it called? I don't know. I will have put it down here. I know what it's called. I just can't think of it.
There's literally one selling one for $400. So funny. You know what I'm talking about.
So funny. You know what I'm talking about.
Those ones are for sale all the time on there. Which, I mean, they're beautiful wheels.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they're beautiful. And the other thing with those groups too is that they don't just sell wheels. They sell a lot of fiber processing equipment too, like drum carders. I mean, those go real fast, but you can get drum carders, you can get blending boards, like steel brushes and things like that. So that's a phenomenal place to start if you're like, you know what, I just want to dive in and
it is the best.
go.
It's worth it. If you don't even have Facebook, you can literally get a Facebook group account. Just get in it. It's awesome. Highly recommend.
Well worth it.
What's the other question?
What's next?
So, what is your favorite fiber to spin?
My favorite fiber to spin, I like spinning very fine, like fingering weight yarn. And I like anything that has silk blended into it.
Yes.
Not just silk like by itself, but something like really toothy with silk combed through it. Or like, what's the word? BFL.
Yes, I really like BFL.
BFL. That's pretty nice because it's so like easy. It's more of like an experience kind of yarn where it's about the experience of spinning it, because it just like wants to grab onto everything, and it's not like a high stress. You're not like spinning with some crazy like cellulose fiber. Is that what it's called? Like the plant fibers. Plant fibers are a pain in the ass to spin because they're real slippery, and like it just doesn't, nothing like holds on to it.
Yeah, they are much harder to spin.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite?
My favorite is probably a merino or polyworth silk blend.
Silk by itself, not great. Silk blended into things, great. Mwah.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
I love it. That's probably my favorite. I actually got recommended this merino viscose tweed blend.
Stop, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's much different to, like, it's not very as smooth to draft and everything, but I love the texture that it makes in the yarn.
Yeah.
And Anne-Marie actually asked this question and she recommended that blend to me. So yeah, thank you for changing my life. It's great.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
But it's really hard to find. Like, you can it sells out everywhere because they make it in different colors, but I like the all white ones. But those are probably my favorite to spin.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
That is a good question. Do you have a spinning technique that intimidates you?
Yup, chain plying.
I was about to say that.
Chain plying.
I love how chain ply yarn looks, but it's so hard.
I try to chain ply stuff and it is a hot damn mess every time. I need someone like to hands-on show me how to chain ply, because there's something that I'm like it's not clicking.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
It's very difficult.
I can always see the joins, like everything gets real like blubby and then it gets not blubby, and it's just bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
I would completely agree with that. I mean, it looks beautiful. It makes beautiful yarn.
I love that that's our answer for focus. Anything else, like, don't care. Doesn't phase me in a way that, like, I find most things, if you just give it a try, are pretty approachable. chain plying. I do not.
Yeah, I'm trying to like think. Honestly, even like 2-ply kind of intimidates me a little bit.
Oh.
Not like thread ply, like a 2-ply, like plying 2 yarns together.
Pish posh, I do not agree. I
know.
think that you are phenomenal at 2-plying, and you're just hard on yourself.
I think I am a little hard on myself, but it is very intimidating for me to do it, I'll be honest.
Well then.
I'm just like, oh, my yarn's too thick for this, I don't know.
No, disagree.
But yeah, chain plying. I wish, one day. What's your dream wheel? The Spinolution Firefly. Yeah.
Spinolution Firefly. My dream wheel would be a, quote, Sleeping Beauty style, all black wheel. Wouldn't that be stunning?
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
I know. That's like my dream. I mean, it doesn't have to like work or like be functioning or whatever. And I understand that like the mechanics of those wheels are just more like form than function. But I just feel like they'd be so pretty.
Yeah, they would be pretty. We can honestly go antiquing and get one for pretty cheap.
We should. And then if it works, who gives a shit?
My mom has some like an antique wheel and like an antique skein winder, which is really nice.
Ooh.
And then she has an antique wheel that she got for me, but I just like don't have room in my house. One day, a secret, it's like my dream to have a storefront, like a yarn store / spinning store / like weaving studio and everything. But I want my front like window, because it has to have like a window space.
Of course.
I want it to have all those antique like wheels and skein winders in it and everything.
Love this.
Yeah.
Love.
A little bit about me. But my mom does have like an antique like Sleeping Beauty wheel that's really pretty.
I love it.
I know.
Please don't like at us for calling them Sleeping Beauty wheels. Like, I was born in 1994. Like, just chill. That's
it's
a huge part of my childhood.
It's fine. We all know what we're talking about. What do you not enjoy spinning?
Art yarn. And I wish I did. But I just don't. It stresses me out. I can't.
It's okay.
Like, there's no greater stress
Yeah.
than like when the yarn gets like clogged or like stuck in the hooks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Drives me insane. I'm like, why don't you just go? Just go. It makes me so mad. And when you have to stop and like manually feed it on there,
I know.
Drives me insane. I don't know how you guys do it.
It's definitely my least favorite thing about spinning. Every single time we do, I'm just like, "Argh." And I'm always like, why won't you go up?
Like
I'm
an
like
uphill
yelling at
battle,
it.
you know what I mean?
It is, yeah. That's so true. Is there like a fiber that you don't like spinning either?
No, there isn't. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I haven't really ran into anything that like I don't like spinning. Because I do like spinning art yarn. It is very frustrating. Avery, I will admit. She's making an appearance.
She's just chilling.
Come
here, Boba.
It is very frustrating, especially when you have to stop and like manually feed it on. I have come to like, since I've been practicing on my Echo, I really do like spinning thin yarn. Like, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's very meditative.
I know. It really is.
Yeah, and I used to be like, I can never spin like thin, but I'm into it right now.
You know what you can do too, because you have so many like lazy Kates and bobbins and stuff floating around here, is you can make like a 3-ply. So it's like, just because it's thin yarn doesn't mean that you can't use it. You know what I mean? Like, you can get that meditative feel and then just put a 3rd ply into it and then make it yarn that you can use. Yeah,
I've been actually trying to like practice doing like a thinner, I'm pulling out, like this is the one that I made, but something just to show, like a thinner 2-ply yarn, which this is, I think I shared about this on the podcast. Hey, free. That's something I bought to weave with, like a weave a scarf with. But something like that, like that's actually what I've been practicing to make, because I want to make woven scarves with it.
Yes.
Because that's what I've been having fun.
Love.
Yeah. Shove it back in there.
Put it back in there.
A fiber that I really don't like spinning is Corriedale.
Why?
I don't like the feel of it.
Pokey.
Yeah.
It's very wiry.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't, yeah, if it's like really scratchy, like I just will not really use it.
I've been trying to save the scratchy yarns for like beating up in like the blending board or like putting it in my scraps, because I know I can come here and use your drum carder.
Yeah.
Like those types of scratchy things, like if you give them the business, it, you know, it's better than not using them at all. But they are still like, they're always going to have that like kind of wiry texture.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So the other question is, how did you get into spinning once I get my own place, I want a spinning wheel. Oh, that's exciting.
You should get your own spinning wheel.
Yes. How did you get into spinning? Your story's fascinating.
I got into spinning. I actually spun yarn in college as part of like a fiber arts program that I did. And I spun on a spinning wheel and I was really bad at it, like real bad. And I didn't even particularly find it that fun, but what I did find fun was using the drum carder.
Yeah.
Amazing, like so much fun. I loved making like bats. I loved like taking my ridiculous like color choices and blending them into yarn. I remember my fiber teacher like would always just walk past and be like, because she was of the very like old school mindset and did not want to see, like, I remember I spun this pink, purple, and mint yarn and made like a 3-ply, and she was like,
that sounds pretty.
What would you do with that? And I was like, who cares, lady? Like, who cares? But yeah, so I started spinning in college. Didn't really like find it very accessible in terms of like, I moved all the time because I was like in between like different jobs. When I moved to Pittsburgh, like I have lived in so many apartments since I've lived here, so I never like invested in equipment because it is very prohibitive if you don't have a space to put all this stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I got into drop spindling last year, almost a year ago. I just bought one of those like starter kits off of Etsy, and I would totally recommend one of those if you think that you want to try spinning. I love drop spinning. I don't know why so many people don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very fun.
If you get those beginner kits, usually they'll give you a fiber that is very sticky, that is easier to spin.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the collective like bad experiences that I hear people having with spinning is when someone is trying to teach them how to spin, like they've been spinning their whole life.
Yeah.
You have to like make some crappy yarn, and you have to make some like real sticky rough yarn that probably is never going to serve any purpose ever. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be beautiful the first couple times, but I just remember being like, oh my god, this is yarn that I can use.
Yeah.
That I made.
Yeah.
Myself.
It's so exciting. But yeah, I think when you become a beginner, you just need to have like the grace of like you're learning something new, and like you're not going to be a pro at it like right off the bat. Like that's just not how anything works in life, you know. How did I get into spinning? Oh, when I started weaving, I became really interested in art yarn, so I was like, I really want to learn how to make art yarn. So about 3 years ago, wow, maybe almost like 3.5 years ago, I took a beginner spinning class at a local place here in Pittsburgh called Hip Strings, which highly recommend if, I mean, we're still like getting through this pandemic, so if they start doing classes again, I do recommend it. They usually have like spin-ins and everything. So I took a class and it was really fun. I decided that I really liked it, so I bought my wheel from Hip Strings, the Luette, and I practiced on it, and I made some like thick and thin yarn, and I put it down for a while because I let myself get really intimidated by it and tell myself that like I'm not good at this, I can't do that. So I didn't touch it for like 2 years maybe.
I totally get that feeling. I think that's something that a lot of people... We were debating on whether or not to include footage of us spinning in this video, which we may or may not do, because we're like, oh my gosh, what if someone on the internet is like, you're doing that wrong?
Yeah.
Because like you don't, there's no like rules really.
No. I mean, if it stays together, like that's yarn. Yeah. That's what it is. The most important part about it is that when I started spinning, I took it so seriously and I wasn't having fun with it. Yeah, and I let myself take it too seriously, and so I was really hard on myself and put it down, which that is what I do not recommend to do.
Yeah, whatever you do, just have fun with it.
Yeah, and be a beginner. But yeah, the pandemic hit, and I decided to
we're gonna fire up the old e-wheel.
I was like, well, I came in really interested into spinning again, and I was just like, well, I hate my treadle wheel because I'm gonna get this e-spinner, and I did, and it was amazing. Best choice. And I've been spinning like every day since. Yeah.
Cool. Those were our questions. Thank you guys. If you asked a question, I threw that up like really late this morning, so we only had a handful, which is totally fine.
If we get any more, we can address them on our next episode.
Yeah, for sure. I love answering questions.
I do too.
I'm like surprised that people even want to ask us questions.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll take it. So yeah, we're gonna put in there will have been footage, kind of like slow-mo walkthroughs of each one of the wheels, like visually, so that you guys can see the different parts like up close. And we're gonna put in a little footage of us spinning as well.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think we have an afternoon of bat making ahead of us.
Yeah, maybe we'll put in some videos of us making some bats too.
Yeah, get some hot B-roll today. Yeah. I'm starving. Are you hungry? What time is it?
I am actually hungry.
Oh my god, it's 3 o'clock. Oh. Anyway, well, we're gonna figure that out. But thank you for watching this. Please put feedback down below. Please don't put feedback about how ridiculous we are, that we don't know any of the terminology on the spinning wheels. Like, we tried our best.
If you are just being mean to be mean,
yeah,
don't post anything.
Yeah. But we don't get any like mean comments, but a lot of our friends who podcast in like the fiber and yarn world like get shit on by people pretty frequently, so that is not cool.
Yeah, that is not cool. I hope that never happens to us.
Not cool. But thanks for hanging in there. I know this was probably a longer episode than I anticipated it would be. But I hope that this was informative.
Yeah, this was fun. Yeah, cool. I like the little side episode.
Me too. Little bonus episode. No obligations. It's just like a party.
It's just a party.
All right, cool. That's all we got. We'll see you next time.
Bye.